Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to be seated. The ceremony will take approximately an hour and a half. Just kidding.
I know.
Our God, God of our fathers, God of our mothers, God of all people and all generations, bestow your blessings upon Blair and Richie as they now unite their lives in your name. Cause them to prosper in their life together. Teach them to share life's joys and life's trials, and to grow old together in understanding and in devotion. May love and companionship always abide within their home. May they establish their home together, building it on the foundations of love. May they grow old together in good health and in contentment, ever grateful to you for the union of their lives. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Blessed are you, Blair, and you, Richie, who come to this moment, certainly and obviously in the name of love, but of course also importantly through this ceremony in the name of the Lord. We are taught within our tradition, Ibdu et Adonai b'simcha ba'u lefanav biranana, to serve the Lord with gladness, to always come before God with singing. Mi adir al hakol, mi baruch al hakol, mi gadol al hakol, yevarech et hechatan et hakala. O God, supremely blessed, supreme in love, guide and bless this man and this woman. Blair and Richie, first, I want to thank you for what I feel is a deep honor and a pleasure for me to participate in this ceremony, having watched you, both of you, grow through the years and into the fine and wonderful people who you are as you stand beneath the chuppah, a symbol of your first home as husband and wife. I have seen you through life cycles and have had the pleasure of celebrating them really from the beginning. And now to see you together holding hands, and I get to see what other people do not see. I have a wonderful, wonderful view. Before you, there is a candle. It is a braided candle, and at the top there are multiple wicks. There is a wick assigned to each of you, but there are additional wicks as well, perhaps symbolizing family, symbolizing those who are here physically for this moment, and those who are here very much in spirit, who bring light to this ceremony. And I'm going to say a prayer that the candle will light.
There you
There it goes.
And eventually, you're going to see that there are separate flames symbolizing the light that each of you brings to this moment, to your marriage, light that will illuminate your path into the future. And you'll see also that these separate flames are going to merge into one single flame. And already it has happened. Those separate flames symbolize the fact that each of you came to this moment as an individual, bringing your own measure of light, your experiences, your families together in a very bright flame, which has become warmer and even brighter because those separate flames have now merged to illuminate your way as you travel forward in the path of life as husband and wife. And this candle reminds me of a very important rabbinic story which says that when a single soul is created, it is divided into two halves. And separately, the halves are sent down to earth, according to this legend, and they travel their individual paths of life. And sometimes these souls intersect, and they really do not realize that they are really two parts of the same single soul, these two halves of souls. And I know in your ketubah, you describe yourselves as soulmates. So through time, these these halves may cross at United Hebrew Congregation and the religious school, and then they may finally come together. Those two separate halves come together in the place where souls come together, and that's at Pumpernickel's.
Is that our plug?
Which will hence be known as the place where souls come together. And now here you stand, two halves, one single soul, as husband and wife, as partners in life. And again, I thank you for the privilege of witnessing the coming together of your two souls. And Richie, I now have a question for you. Do you take Blair to be your wife, promising to love, to cherish, and to protect her, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with her a life hallowed by the tradition of Israel?
I do.
And Blair, do you take Richie to be your husband, promising to love, to cherish, and to protect him, whether in good fortune or in adversity, and to seek together with him a life hallowed by the tradition of Israel?
I do. Brian.
Brian.
And Blair and Richie, in keeping now with the declaration that you have just made one to the other, you give and you receive these rings. These rings are meant, after all, to be but tokens. Tokens of your union as husband and wife. They are meant to be but symbols of your enduring loyalty one to the other. And in their circular shape, they are also perhaps meant to symbolize the circle of eternity, the eternity that you seek to share as husband and wife. And Richie, I now ask you to place this ring upon the finger of your bride as a token of wedlock, and please say to her these words after me.
It won't go on all the way.
Hooray,
Hooray.
at,
At.
Mekudeshet,
Mekudeshet.
Li,
Li.
Betabat,
Bitabat.
Zo,
So.
Kadat,
Kadat.
Moshe,
Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
Israel.
With this ring,
With this ring,
you are consecrated
you are consecrated
unto me
unto me
as my wife,
as my wife,
according to the law of God
according to the law of God
and the tradition of Israel.
and the tradition of Israel.
Blair, if you would now place this ring upon the finger of your husband as a token of wedlock, please say to him these words after me. Hooray,
Hooray.
Ata,
Ata.
Mekudash,
Mukudash.
Li,
Li.
Betabat,
Bitabat.
Zo,
Zo.
Kadat,
Kadat.
Moshe,
Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
With this ring,
With this ring,
you are consecrated
you are consecrated
unto me
unto me
as my husband,
as my husband,
according to the law of God
according to the law of God
and the tradition of Israel.
and the tradition of Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Amo Yisrael Al Yedei Chuppah V'Kiddushin. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, who sanctifies all people by the holy covenant of marriage. Blair and Richie, as you know, wine within our tradition is a very important symbol because wine symbolizes both happiness and life itself. And therefore, the cup of wine becomes our symbol as the cup of life, as well as the cup of joy. And certainly the prayer of all who have come to share this time with you is that the cup of life that you will share as husband and wife will be a very abundant cup, and that your cup of joy will in fact be an overflowing cup. And as you shall now share this particular cup of wine, you undertake also to share all that the future may bring to you. All the sweetness that life's cup may hold for you should be even sweeter because you drink of the same cup. And whatever drops of bitterness the cup of life may hold for you should be less bitter, again, because you share that single cup. As we shall now hear the benedictions of marriage and the blessing for the wine, it is our prayer that God will truly bestow fullness of joy upon you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol bara lichodo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem demut tabdito v'hitchino mimenu binyan adei ad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baras hasan v'simcha chatan v'kala. Gila, Rina, Titza, V'chedva, Ahava, V'yachava, Shalom, V'reut, Sameach, Tisamach, Re'im ha'avim. Yizku livnot bayit b'Yisrael, L'shem v'li tila. Yi shalom b'veitam, Shalva v'hashket b'livotam, V'yiruv v'nechemat Yisrael, V'lishuat olam. Baruch atah Adonai Mesameach, Chatan im hakala. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who art the source of all gladness and joy. Through your grace we attain affection, companionship, and peace. Grant, O Lord, that the love which unites Blair and Richie, grant that it may ever grow in abiding happiness. May their lives together be ennobled through their devotion to each other. May there always be peace in their home, quietness and confidence in their hearts. May they be sustained by your comforting presence in the midst of all humankind and by your promise of salvation for all humankind. Blessed are you, O Lord, who unites man and woman in holy joy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. I take a sip first. Blair and Richie, now in the presence of those who have come together to share this moment in your lives, you have now spoken the words and performed the rites which in fact do unite your lives as husband and wife. I therefore, with great personal pleasure, declare you to be husband and wife. Married, of course, in accordance with the laws of the state of Missouri, but of at least equal importance, according to a timeless tradition. Now, for a brief moment, I ask you and all those who have come to share this time with you to bow your heads so that silently each of us may pray that God will bless your home and that God will help you together to achieve your very highest hopes.
Do I drink the glass first?
What? No, not yet. I'll tell you when.
Is this from your pregnancy?
Yeah.
Still mine. So it's an antique.
Blair and Richie, we now turn to a blessing which brings together all of the generations of both of your families, of course now one family, all of those generations, those who are here physically to share in the joy of this moment, to wrap their arms around you as this talit will be wrapped around you, and of course all those who are here very much in spirit. Of course, Richie, we think especially of your mom. And we now wrap the talit around your shoulders. And as I wrap this talit, of course, I'm going to be very careful because this was your dad's bar mitzvah talit, Richie, which I just told him must make it an antique. But, and we now invoke that special blessing which comes from the time of the priest of the ancient temple in Jerusalem, feeling the presence of those who are here to celebrate physically and those very much in spirit. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishbarecha. May God ever bless, protect, and watch over you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God cause the brilliance of the divine light always to shine upon you. May God always be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up the divine countenance to you and grant you together what many believe to be God's most perfect, most precious of all blessings, the blessing of true peace within your minds, always within your hearts, and peace, we pray, always within your home. To that, we all together say,
Amen.
Amen.
You're killing me. My feet are killing me.
Man, do I go up and move in every 5 seconds?
And it is now my honor to share the text of the ketubah that you have chosen to express your promises, your commitments to each other, your hopes that you will share together as husband and wife, and remind you that you did have that word soulmate within your ketubah. On this day of great celebration and joy, on the first day of the week, the 19th day of the month of Cheshvan in the year 5777, which corresponds to the 19th day of November in the year 2016, in St. Louis, Missouri, Richard Elliott Levin, son of Harlan J. and Lynn Malia Levin, and Blair Jane Hurwitz, daughter of Michael, Stephen, and Tracy Ann Hurwitz, spoke the words and performed the rites which united their lives and affirmed their love in the presence of God's blessings and in accordance with the laws of Moses and Israel. The text, the personal text you have chosen, reads, "You are my best friend, my hopes and future, my strength, my soulmate. Standing proudly beside you, in your eyes I see my love, and in your heart I see my dreams, and in your promise I see a union, true and steadfast, uniquely devoted to compassion, kindness, and sincerity. Through all times and space, there has been no love like ours, and our story will unfold with beauty, grace, and meaning. We pledge to cherish and sustain each other, meeting life's trials with quiet strength and courage, and meeting life's blessings with wonder, joy, and laughter. We will grow as individuals and delight in an elegant freedom born from mutual respect. Through all time and space, there will be no story like ours. Our sacred covenant is valid and binding." And the time has now come to combine the warmth, the brilliance of the flame that symbolically will light your path into the future as partners in life, combining that with the sweetness of the wine, the sweetness that we all pray you will enjoy.
Here comes your part.
And now there are but two more rituals, rituals of celebration. Richie, you're involved in both. Blair, you're involved in the second. And the first, of course, Richie, is that you will break this glass. And there are so many explanations for why we break the glass at this particular time. I believe that the explanation that you have chosen in your pamphlet is that your marriage will remain as long as the particles of glass continue to be broken. And of course, that is forever. My favorite explanation is that once you break the glass, Richie, you're going to help all of us to participate in this ceremony in the most appropriate way. And that means, if we choose to applaud both of you, to say mazel tov or congratulations. And the second ritual, of course, is the wedding kiss. So Richie, I'm now going to ask you to break this glass.
Let me start off by saying, wow, what a beautiful wedding. Tracy and I could not be more proud and happy at the same time. We want to thank everyone for being here today. I know that the out-of-towners, it's not easy, especially around Thanksgiving, so thank you all for being here. We also want to acknowledge the family that is not here with us today, as they are missed. I'm sure they are watching with huge smiles on their faces as they are enjoying this as much as we are. I thought long and hard about this speech. Do I want to make it funny, serious, short, a little longer? Well, as I started to think even more, I realized, how can I possibly say all that I want to say in such a short speech? But I decided best for a short from the heart speech. You're welcome. So this half is just prop. Tracy and I have a few thank yous to address. First, to Harlan Levin. What a great night last night. We have not only gained a great friend, but more importantly, we have gained a great addition to our family. And the discount at Pumpernickel's ain't bad either. What? Next, Jamie, Blair's sister. She's been nothing but a tremendous sister and daughter, from all the great fights at home growing up between them to the love they really have with each other. Jamie did an unbelievable job planning and pulling off a beautiful bachelorette party and just being a great sister. Love you, Jamie. We also want to thank our family who is giving the brunch tomorrow. Thank you, Alan and Eleanor Wolf, Craig and Alana Wolf, Bonnie Farrar, and Aunt Madeline. And to Stephanie and Todd Greenberg for the beautiful gift bags for the out-of-towners staying at the Chase. Thank you to Grace for our trusted wedding planner. Great job. And to Ashley, our photographer, and Michelle Johnson for the staff at the Chase. Beautiful job. The biggest thank you goes to my wife, Tracy, for doing an outstanding job. I was truly concerned that there was so much to do, things could not possibly turn out as beautiful as they did. As we were talking loudly many times this past week that I am right and it should be done my way, I have now come to the realization that I do not know everything. I truly appreciate everything she has done to pull this beautiful night off. My psychologist will be so proud of me that I finally admitted I do not know everything. Blair's been working at Pumpernickel's. It was so much easier rehearsing in the basement. Blair's been working at Pumpernickel's for around 10 years since she was 15 years old. So we thought working at a Jewish deli, she would find a nice Jewish boy. Well, we did not think it would take 3 ownerships in 10 years to find that perfect guy. But boy, did she ever find one. They say good things come to those who wait, and we are glad she waited. I can remember walking into Pumpernickel's after Harlan bought the business and only hearing rumors that Blair and Richie were dating. The parents are obviously always the last to know. Until one day when Shelley finally blurted out when I walked in, "Hey, Richie, your father-in-law's here." At that time, it was finally confirmed that they are dating. So the dating went on and on until our trip to Jamaica last year when they got engaged. Before our trip, Richie, being the gentleman he is, asked me to go look at TVs for my opinion, which immediately threw up a red flag to me, since the only thing I know about TVs is where the on-off switch is. Right? I realized he was asking for Blair's hand in marriage, and of course, I could not say yes fast enough. Richie's the perfect gentleman, nice to everyone, especially and more importantly, respectful and a perfect gentleman to Blair. When people ask me, do I like the guy your daughter is marrying, I immediately, without hesitation, say I could not be any happier, and no, that's not what I meant to say. I immediately, without hesitation, say I am lucky. I could not be happier. That I am a little selfish on, so. Blair, what a sweetheart. We could not be more proud of the woman you have become. People tell us all the time that you are the sweetest person and so friendly. What a doll and so precious are used all the time to describe you. We love hearing those things. She's never met a person she did not like and treats everyone with respect. This makes us very proud parents. To try and put 26 years of memories in this speech is not possible. I know. But I will always cherish the little things we did together. The paddle boat rides at Forest Park, the blues games, Creve Coeur Park walks, where we walk an extra 2 miles to try and find the way out. and get lost, the Katy Trail bike rides, and the most important things are the Tootsie Rolls, the chocolate mini donuts, and of course, perfect. That's an inside joke.
Knocking on the bathroom walls with each other.
People say don't sweat the small stuff because it does not matter. But this is the small stuff I will always remember. And for Tracy and Blair, sharing their time together with shopping trips to Chicago, Steak and Shake at 2 a.m., and shopping on Black Friday at midnight. Oh shit, that's next week, is it not? Ay. I can remember our first night sitting down and going through the budget and me saying, that's it, no more. Well, needless to say, between Tracy and Blair, I lost that battle. So Richie, our deal is off. Neither of us had any say-so. We always knew there'd be a wedding event, and there'd never be a Vegas trip and a cash payment. But this is all worth it. There's no doubt about it. Just want to wrap this up by saying there really is no greater feeling than being here tonight with friends and family and celebrating the marriage of our daughter to our new son. We love you both so much and cannot wait for what the future holds for both of you. Much love and happiness. Love, Mom and Dad.
I do want to give a big shout out to Mike. He has put up with many months of slamming doors, not speaking to him, telling him he's wrong, or Blair and I crying, and he doesn't care. And he's been like a wonderful sport, and whatever he wanted, it was whatever you guys want, which I know never happened, so the last 11 months was great to hear that. Because he hasn't learned in 30 years, whatever you want, honey, yet. We're practicing. So I want everyone to give a big hand to Mike, because we love you. We love you, and we appreciate how hard you work for us, so we could have a beautiful night like this.
One more thing.
No, you don't have a credit card anyway.
The credit card. When do I get that back, Blair? Thank you all.
I would like to thank Blair's parents, Mike and Tracy, for making this special day possible. Everything is amazing. Everyone's having a great time. I want to thank Richie and Blair for picking me to be the best man. Thank you. Blair, by the way, is looking beautiful in her dress. Richie, you're looking You're looking not too shabby, but clearly it's the tux. Anyway, my name's Brian. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Richie's older brother. I've known him his entire life. Over our many years, many humorous and funny stories have come about during our many ventures. I'm going to describe some of them to you so everybody here can get an idea of what kind of brothers we are. Going back to when we were about the ages of 7 and 10, our parents took us to a furniture store. They were out shopping for some kind of new end table for our house. Sure enough, Richie and I began horsing around, running around the store the whole time while my parents tried to buy the table. When they went to check out, the woman rang up a bill of over $2,000. When my dad questioned the bill, the woman replied that, well, while your kids were here, they broke a lamp, they broke figurines, and this would be the cost of the merchandise they broke. When my dad went over to question us about who broke what, we both pointed to each other and said, he did it. But eventually, we both took the blame together, regardless. No matter what, we're always in everything together. For instance, when Richie turned 21, he went out drinking with some friends on the Cleves Landing. About 1 a.m., I get a phone call. They needed a ride home, and him and his friend were too drunk to drive. I quickly made it out there and found Richie stumbling around on the street drunk with his friend. We got them in the car. As we were heading home on the highway, I noticed Richie rolling down the car window, putting his head out the window. But before we could pull over, it was too late, and the side of my car got a new paint job. After we got everybody home, I proceeded to hose off my car, and I laughed to myself, remembering the many times I've gotten sick from drinking. No matter what the situation was, we're there to help each other no matter what. Then there was the time, probably about 4 years ago, when I decided it would be a good idea to flip off the guy who cut me off in the Deerberg's parking lot. The guy stopped his car in the middle of the parking lot and rolled down his window and got out, clearly to start a fight. Before I know what happened, Richie was already out of the car and ready to pummel the guy. The guy got nervous, got back in his car, and drove off. The man realized that if he messed with one of us, he messed with both of us. Most recently, about 2 years ago, I came home stumbling in from drinking, and some friends and I came in, and I tripped over these 3-foot-tall black leather boots by the back door. I thought to myself, who could have left these right here in the walkway? And then I looked outside the window and saw Blair's SUV parked on the street. I guess she decided to start sleeping over at our house once in a while. I didn't think much of it because I knew Richie and Blair were dating, and she was currently living at her parents' house. But before I know it, she was staying over more and more. At this point, the girly shampoos, soaps, and shavers started to make their way into our shower, so I knew this was getting serious. Then when they went out and got a dog and brought him home, I knew she was moving in completely. For about 1.5 years, we all lived together, which to me felt like reliving my college days all over again. It was interesting and fun all at the same time. By this point, I couldn't tell whose shavers or soaps were whose in the shower at all. There were so many, I just had to assume that Richie and Blair are just silky smooth operators. No matter what, we're all in it together, living under one roof. Considering we were all working together and living together, thank God they finally got their own house. I mean, I'm so happy for the both of them that they finally got their own house. I knew from the very beginning that they would both be great together. Their personalities, humor, and mannerisms all correlate perfectly. We have a very small office at work, and Blair and Richie managed to work together in there, even on days when Richie ate chili for lunch. Nobody can go near the office on days Richie eats chili, but Blair doesn't mind at this point. If that's not a marriage, then I don't know what is. So I want to make a toast to Richie and Blair. This may seem like the most important days of your lives now, but I hope it's just one of the many great and happy days that you both will have spending the rest of your lives together. Now, not only has Richie and Blair found each other, but I have also found somebody I can officially call my sister. If my mom could be here today, she would be so proud. This would be the happiest day of her entire life. Congratulations to both of you. Mazel tov. I love you guys.
Okay, because that's not making me any less nervous. Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to start off by thanking you for being here to celebrate Blair and Richie's very special day. Blair, you look absolutely stunning tonight, and you look like a true Cinderella. And Richie, you don't look half bad yourself. I'm very honored to be standing here on the best day of both of your lives. And for those who don't know me, my name is Jamie, and I'm Blair's younger sister. And I'd like to start off with a quote by Elizabeth Bowen. Sorry, I just don't know where to put it. The quote is, "When you love someone, all of your saved up wishes start coming out." With that being said, Blair, I remember when you and I were younger, and you always told me you had your whole wedding planned. And guys, when I say the whole wedding planned, I really mean it. I didn't understand why you always plan for a wedding, yet alone want a wedding. As for me, that has never been my 26-year plan or even the 46-year plan. So Mom and Dad, oh God. Okay. So, so Mom and Dad, enjoy tonight, because this is the only one you're getting. Today, seeing you and Richie's fairy tale wedding come to life helps me understand the 26 years of planning. I've watched you two grow into this amazing couple, and the love between you two can be felt by every single person in this room. It may seem like you two are just meant to be together and that fate puts you together, but however, having been there from the beginning, I know that what appeared to be seamless was the effort of two people who truly loved one another and were determined to make their relationship work. They didn't magically fit into each other's lives, they rearranged their lives to make room. Richie, I've always wanted a brother, and I'm so glad it's you. And Dad, now you have the son you've always wanted, so you can stop beating me up. Thanks for taking one for the team, Richie. It's been so nice to get to know you and your family over the past years, and it seems like you guys have always been a part of our family, and I'm so glad we have made it official today, and I'm so honored that you are my brother-in-law. Let's raise a glass to the newlyweds and celebrate a lifelong ahead. Mazel tov. Oh, wait. Hold on. So, Dad, am I eligible for the credit card now?
A few quick words for the party to get started. First, for my father's request, I'm going to plug our restaurant. All the hollows on our table from us. Enjoy, please. I really want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, celebrate this special time in our lives. We really appreciate everyone that had to schlep out here from out of town. I know quite a few of you traveled a long ways. I first want to say thank you to both Mike and Tracy for making this whole night possible. Ever since the first time I stepped foot in their home, I instantly felt right at home. They welcomed me into their family with open arms, treating me as one of their own. That includes me being in the middle of some yelling matches. Or as my father likes to call it, getting animated. But all jokes aside, I cannot be more thankful for having them in my life. Mike, Tracy, I love you to death. I also want to thank my mom and dad for everything they have done throughout my entire life. I will gladly be the first person to tell anyone that I know I was a pain in the ass as a kid. But they still put up with me at the end of the day. They provided me with every opportunity to succeed in life. I never had a want for anything growing up. For example, I remember Brian and I falling in love playing Nintendo as a kid at my Aunt Susie and Uncle Shelly's house, playing it with my cousin Adam. And sure enough, a few weeks later, a Super Nintendo is waiting downstairs in the living room. You have both given me such a wonderful life that I will forever be thankful for. I wish my mom were here today to witness this in person, but I know she's watching above. So, Mom and Dad, I love you both. I also want to thank my brother, my best friend, since as long as I can remember, Brian. We argue, we fight, we cuss at each other quite a bit. Anyone who's been around the restaurant can attest to that. Occasionally a punch is thrown, not that long ago, if I remember. But at the end of the day, or in our own world, within 15 minutes, we just tend to laugh it off and move on with life. We've literally done everything together growing up, especially bowling together. Since I was 5 years old, he's been the one I've done it with my entire life, and he's my greatest competition. Brian, you've always been there for me, and no matter how pissed off you might be at me or vice versa, you always have my back, whether I'm wrong or right, and would drop anything without hesitation for me, and I love you a lot. I want to thank all my friends and family that have helped us make this moment memorable in our lives. I know there's been a lot of people involved and too many to name off. And most importantly, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Blair. Yes, you, honey. Blair, without you, this weekend would not have happened. I watched you slave away day and night for months and all the way up until today to make this night perfect, and I'm here to tell you, you sure as hell did. Everything is wonderful and everything looks perfect. I think your expression when we first walked in here before everyone else came in here summed it up. I really am the luckiest guy in the world to be able to call you my best friend and wife. I love you, honey. Again, thank you for everyone. Enjoy the evening.
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I've died every day waiting for you, darling. Don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Time stands still, beauty in all she is. I will be brave. I will not let it.
Give it up for the man and the woman of the evening. All right, at this time, if I could please have Mike to the dance floor for the father-daughter dance. Another very special part of the evening.
Look at the two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment and each other's face. So much in love, you're alone in this place, like there's nobody else in the world. I was enough for her not long ago. I was her number one. She told me so, and she still means the world to me, just so you know. So be careful when you hold my girl. Time changes everything, life must go on. I'm not gonna stand in your way. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed.
If the family would now like to join them on the dance floor, you are more than welcome to come on. Come on over.
And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. How could that beautiful woman with you be the same freckle-faced kid that I knew? The one that I read all those fairy tales to.
All right, and if the wedding party wants to go out now, you are welcome to the dance floor.
The first time I saw you with her, it was only a matter of time. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. Someday you might know what I'm going through. When a miracle smiles up at you, I loved her first.
All right, at this time, everybody's now welcome to come out to the dance floor. We're going to get this night started, celebrate a beautiful couple.
Here we go! Laura!